What's good, everybody?
Hello.
Super Square. Back again for another episode of the No Hedging Podcast. I go by the name of Rip 16, the GOAT.
And I am Ty, the Fly Jet. You know what time it is, man. You know who I be.
And we are the mighty No Hedging Podcast duo here, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you've been tapped in with us, man, you've been following us, you know it's a crazy season. Hopefully you watched Takeaways already. Make sure if you have not, you check that out.
Check it out.
Because we had a lot to say, man. Last week was crazy.
Some
Crazy games in there. Some people went off. Some people went down bad. It was a lot. It was a roller coaster. But after that roller coaster, we both ended up with a record of 11-5. Spider-Man meme.
Bounce back week for us. Week. Oh yeah, for me. Coming off of my worst prediction week of the season, you know, but we bounced back 11-5. That's not bad, man.
Yeah, I made a little step up. I was 10-6 last week, 11-5 this week, but that brings us to a grand total. You, for the season, are at 159-81.
Nice.
And I am at a total of 142-98. So
you ain't gonna be able to catch up, my boy.
You said what?
You ain't gonna be able to catch up, my boy.
You said what?
You heard me.
Don't count me out. Don't count me out. Don't wrap me up. Still got the playoffs too, bucko. But yeah, man. So even though we was on a roller coaster, we had a lot to say. It was a lot of things to be taken away. So I sincerely hope you all tapped into takeaways. But without further ado, we got to get into the rundown.
Week 17, man. We wind it down. Let's go. What's the first game on the slate? Let's talk about it.
First game on the slate, we got some good old TNF for y'all. We got the New York Jets. Jets, Jets, on the road against the Cleveland Brownies.
Two good defenses.
Two very good defenses. Homeboy of mine said it's only about 3 defenses that scare him, and these are 2 of them. Okay. So
should be 4, but okay.
You said should be 4? He says only 3. So, but he say 4 of them, man. So I guess his ass got proven wrong after he seen what the Ravens did on Monday night, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
The Browns are a 7-point favorite in this one at home. What say you about that, man?
Yeah, I think the point spread is too much.
It's a lot of points.
It's too much, especially on a Thursday night primetime game with 2 good defenses. I think the game is going to be tight. Over and under is 36, which is kind of in line with these teams. I think offensively the Cleveland Browns have more firepower after this performance that Amari Cooper put on. Now he is the Cleveland Browns. He holds the record for most receiving yards in the game as a Cleveland Brown in the receiving.
What's
category.
The most for anybody?
It's 330 something.
Shit.
Yeah. Way back in the day. Yeah, way back in the day. 330 something. So yeah, I think offensively, I think the Cleveland Browns have more firepower. Even though both of these teams are coming off a win, the Jets almost the
Washington Commanders.
Yeah, they almost let them come back and get them. So I'm going to go ahead and take Cleveland in this one to go ahead and win this game. I think it's going to be tight, but an interesting game. Nevertheless, I'm taking the Browns on this one, man, at home.
Yeah, and you alluded to one of my bigger points. The Jets just gave up 28 points to Washington. Washington has had firepower being able to score. They just can't stop people, but they made a comeback on them. And damn near won in the comeback. They fought back. And for that reason, I just don't see that happening against the Browns. That defense is not finna let you back in the game like that. Not the Browns defense. So for that reason, I'm going to take the Browns, especially at home. 2 good defenses. I'm gonna go with the home team on that one. I still don't really like 7 because I just feel like that's a lot of points. But definitely the Browns for the win.
For sure.
Next game on the slate, we have the Detroit Lions versus the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are a 6-point favorite at home.
Is that Saturday?
That's a Saturday game.
Saturday night?
Saturday night.
Okay.
Waiting all day for Saturday night.
Okay.
Got the Cowboys versus the Lions. This is a good matchup, too. The Cowboys, high-key, have a tough stretch in their schedule here at the end because the Lions been clicking. But I'll say the Cowboys at home coming off of a loss against the Dolphins, I think all signs point to them winning that game.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions have some firepower on offense. Don't get it twisted. But I don't think the Lions have as much firepower as the Dolphins have on offense.
No.
So Amon-Ra St. Brown, Laporta, they got Jahmyr Gibbs, Montgomery on the ground. They have a nice balanced offense, but I think the Cowboys, the only difference where they don't really have is they don't have the same level of a run game. But they are at home. Mm-hmm. They still got that Dallas defense. That's at least top 5, top 10, maybe. So I'm gonna go with Dallas at home on this one. Yeah, I don't like 6 though.
No, I don't like 6. I think the point spread is a little bit too high. I do think Dallas wins this game close because of the points that you alluded to. They are coming off of, well, I think, was it 2 losses?
2 losses.
2 losses. But, as Dallas being the bully, this is one of those teams, you know what I'm saying, that Dallas can kind of separate themselves from, you know what I'm saying, as far as being better than, right? So
they should be, but Detroit is a playoff team now.
Yeah, they are.
So let's not.
Yeah,
I told you at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, you did. You can't sleep on Detroit, man. But Dallas at home plays a lot better. It's a dome game, so Jared Goff, he's going to play a lot better as well. I just think the deciding factor is going to be Dallas's defense being able to get to Jared Goff.
Dallas' defense is definitely better than the Detroit Lions defense,
especially at home. So I think Dallas defense is going to have a better performance this week. They didn't have a good one last week or the last
Michael
couple
Parsons
weeks.
Is getting tired of people talking about.
He is getting fed up, and I mean they've been playing on grass. It's a theory out there that Dallas don't play good on grass, natural grass.
I feel like that's too deep, bro.
But it's legit though. Like they play Buffalo, and then they play the Dolphins, and they catching L's in those teams.
Is it really legit?
I mean, it could be.
But if you're a Super Bowl team, you need to be able to play on both.
You should be able to, but
I don't want to hear that.
That's the point.
I don't want to hear
that's
about
the point.
Grass,
they're not a
bro.
Super Bowl team.
They're not,
So,
and that's why.
there we go.
Because they sit here making excuses. I don't want to hear about grass,
No, that's not their excuse. That's a theory.
Turf.
That's not their excuse. They're not making that up. That's just a theory.
Well, I don't know if a Dallas fan made that up
No,
not
at all.
Regardless,
That's just a trend.
Regardless, no, untrended. I don't like it. I think it's just them performing at the end of the day. And that's all it is. You just got to perform. And you're going to have to play in different environments, and that comes with the game, man. So, yeah. But I think Michael Parsons is going to be fired up, so it should be a good one.
Yeah.
Next game on the slate, we have the Arizona Cardinals versus the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are a whopping 10.5-point favorite in this game. Mm-hmm. They didn't do so well with that big-ass point spread last week.
Yeah, divisional game. Giants, good defense, Turnovers, special team turnovers, things like that. Yep.
But we've been critical of the Eagles as of late, dropping the ball, having a lot of close games, losing some games. Mm-hmm. They got back on track in terms of the W column, but the Giants were right there in that game.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think the Cardinals' defense is as good as the Giants' defense.
No.
So, for that reason, I'm going to still give the edge to the Philadelphia Eagles to win this game. But I'm curious to know, what do you think? And the point spread. What do you think about
Well, I think Philly, they're going to win the game for sure. They're at home, another home game. They are not pleased with the attention that they're getting from media, the attention that they're getting from their fan base. They're not pleased with none of it. So I think Philly, they win this game for sure. But Arizona, they're going to bring it, man. This is the last couple games of the season. They don't care who they're playing. They've been they've been competitive a little bit towards the end of the season since Kyler Murray came back. Mm-hmm. But I think Philadelphia, they win. I do think they cover this game as well. So I'm taking Philly.
Okay. I was just curious to know what you thought there.
Yeah.
Next game on the slate, we have the Atlanta Falcons versus the Chicago Bears.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears are a 3-point favorite at home in this game. What say you about it?
Woo. So this game right here is different. I think I'm going to go with the Bears, man. I'm going to go with the Bears at home. And the reason why, I think Justin Fields, he's playing a little bit better. He plays a little bit better at home as well. I think the Bears defense, they play very well against the run, slowing down the run and things like that. Good secondary. You got Taylor Heineke on the road, and like I've always been saying, the Falcons don't play very well on the road. Mm-hmm. So you taking the Falcons to play outside in Chicago when it's cold on the road. Falcons, they don't do very well. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Bears to win. I think it's gonna be a close game. What I do like about the Falcons, though, they started getting Bijan, a little bit more involved, over the past week against the Colts. The run game was they did very well running the football this weekend, but I think the Bears do a good job at, kind of
they utilize Algier
down a little bit.
I actually went to the game against the Colts this past weekend, saw the Falcons versus the Colts. They ran the ball pretty balanced. They made some passes when they needed to make passes. Heineke played pretty well. The defense got some very good sacks against Minshew. I saw a pretty balanced team, but a lot of that was predicated on them actually balancing out the usage of Bijan Robinson. I think when the Falcons utilize Bijan Robinson the right way, they tend to be in closer games. Or possibly win those games. However, when it gets unbalanced, it just seems like you're not using your star players the right way, and that's been a recurring issue because we might see a good game like we saw out of the Colts, and even us as the fans, like we in the stadium, it was like, okay, why aren't people getting hyped? It was like, we've been here before.
Yeah.
We don't want to get too hyped too early. Because we've seen so many collapses. And I don't know if that's in the team's head, but I know it's in the fan base head. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully these last couple games they can pull something off. I just don't really like the Falcons on the road that much.
No, they're not good on the road, especially outside in Chicago.
And outside in the cold on the road, it's like all the signs pointing against them, even though they need this game to have some sort of a shot at getting into the playoffs.
They must win for sure. What you gonna do?
I'm going to take...
Hey, Justin Fields could be auditioning for Atlanta this game.
I'm going to take... I would love that. But I'm going to take... I'm going to take the Falcons because they need this game so much.
You got to.
I really think the Bears should win this game. But I think the Falcons need this game so much that they might pull this off. So I'm going to take the Falcons on the road here.
Okay.
That's a very risky pick, by the way.
Very risky.
Next game on the slate, we have the Carolina Panthers, who are always risky, versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have also been very risky lately.
The past month.
The Jaguars are a 7-point favorite in Duval. I'm not gonna pick the Panthers to win the game, because even in close games, they still lost.
You can't do it. Can't do it.
They've only won twice. I've only been wrong about them twice. So I can't pick the Carolina Panthers. To win. However, point spread is high, and Jacksonville has been playing bad. I think this is a good spot for Jacksonville to bounce back.
It's the best spot they can have.
It's the best spot they can have, and they also need this dub to stay in the playoff spot because the Colts are still in the wild card slot, and the Texans are still on their ass.
They on that ass, yep.
So I think I'm gonna roll with Jacksonville to win the game. 7 points is too many points against that Carolina defense, though. Yeah. That was the third team my homeboy said is scary with point spreads because of the defense.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I think Jacksonville wins the game. I'm not sure if Trevor Lawrence is going to play or not. Got to check that out. But even still, if he doesn't go, I still think Jacksonville ends up winning the game. They've been losing for a month and a half, damn near. You know what I'm saying? So this is a must-win game for them.
At some point.
Yeah, they gotta turn this thing around. We haven't seen. When's the last time they won? I don't even know who the team that was that they beat. Can't even remember. So long ago. After they started off very well, I think they was 8-3, and then they just collapsed from there. You know,
they were really good from London for about a good month and a half, and then they went downhill.
Yeah, it went downhill. Don't know the
injured.
problem with Jacksonville. Don't know what it is. Christian Kirk was injured. After that,
Christian
it seems
Kirk
like
and Trevor Lawrence went down that game, and it seemed like they've been
ever
off
since then. They've been out of sync. So I still think they are still out of sync until proven otherwise. But like we just talked about, this is the best spot for them to come back and recover, to win and get that win that they need so they can keep that AFC South locked up. So I'm taking the Jags to win. Don't think they'll cover, but that's what I'm rolling with.
All right, if you don't win, I'm putting foots in you. Next game on the slate, we have the Las Vegas Raiders.
The Raiders
versus the Indianapolis Colts.
This is a game right here.
This is a very good game, man.
You got Antonio Pierce playing for a head coaching role.
I think he already got it.
Ain't no telling.
In my opinion, he already got it.
I agree, but
I mean, how many games he got to win?
The powers that be,
he got the most points scored on a division opponent in team history. You beat the top team in the division.
Mm-hmm.
He's only lost one game so far as a coach. I think he's your guy.
1 or 2, I think.
I think it's 1. Yeah. I think he's your guy. And for those very reasons, I might have to roll with the Raiders on this game. Yeah. Even though I like the Colts so much.
I think the Colts lost because they didn't have Michael Pittman last week.
They didn't have Michael Pittman. They needed that downfield threat because that's been the Falcons' Achilles heel. They can give up a deep
big
pass.
Plays, and
they didn't have that.
They didn't have that. So
they also didn't have Zach Moss, so it was all Jonathan Taylor.
Right. Which it's Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor is good, but I mean he's a good backup combo. Kind of running position thing, what they can do with those two. So
with the Colts, they're the 3-point favorite back at home coming off of a loss. I'm going to go ahead and take the Colts. I think Pittman plays this week. He was close to going against Atlanta, but, he had a concussion, right? So he didn't pass the protocol or whatever. So I think he passes it this week. I think he comes back. They get back into their groove. I think offensively.
But the Raiders don't be giving the ball. They don't give up too many deep passes.
Yeah, but the Raiders don't score points, though, offensively.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like they move the ball, but they don't get in the end zone. I don't remember the last time I seen the Raiders touchdown on the offense. When the last time Devontae got in the end zone?
Last week.
No, they
not against the Chiefs the week before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but that was against the Chargers that were reeling.
You talking about the last time they scored 63?
I get it, but that was against a bad team. Right now, this is a Colts team that is playing for a division championship, a division title. Right.
That defense gets takeaways, my guy.
They do. That's true. But I'm gonna go ahead and take the Colts, man. I like the Colts. I don't think the Raiders offensively, what we seen last week, I don't see them moving the football as much, scoring that many points.
It's difficult. I get it. I like both teams, and they don't score a whole lot of points. They're not great on offense, but
I like.
They was also missing Josh Jacobs at one point too. So
but I mean, missing Josh Jacobs, hell, they did a good job without him last week.
Defense.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm taking the Colts, man. At home, bounce back week. Give me the Colts, man.
I got you, man. Colts up, man.
Who you got?
I rocks with Indy. I'm taking the Raiders.
You taking the Raiders? Okay.
I'm taking the Raiders.
All right.
I rocks with Indy, though. I love them.
I like the Raiders.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Next game on the slate, we have the Los Angeles Rams versus the New York Football Giants.
Oh, man.
Your Giants are in a world of trouble at home. They're a 6.5-point home dog. This is a home dog. Your home dog.
Hey man, Tyrod Taylor is that? If you telling me Tyrod Taylor is a starter, we got a shot. Shot.
Is you gonna win?
No, we're not gonna win this game. I don't put any confidence in my Giants to win this game. I think Philadelphia, that game, kind of. the ball went our way that game. You know what I'm saying? We had a special teams turnover that we got a pick six. You know what I'm saying? Without those two things, that ball game is.
They play defense now.
You know what I'm saying? That ball game is out of hand. So
they both like defense now.
The Rams had a little bit extra rest, right? They played on a Thursday, so they got a little extra rest.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Rams. I think that offense is just gonna be too intricate for the Giants. You know what I'm saying? Our secondary isn't that good. We're decent, but being able to defend those receivers, Cooper Kupp and Puka, is gonna be a problem.
Well, they did it against Devontae and A.J. Brown pretty decent until second
But those
half.
are different receivers, though.
A.J. Brown turned up.
Yeah, those are
in the
different.
second
That's
half.
different. It's different. So I think that was more on Jalen Hurts not getting him the rock and the play calling versus, you know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, I think the Rams are going to win this game.
Okay. I'm definitely taking the Rams in this game. We talked about this in takeaways. We talked about one of those teams that's dangerous if you see them in the playoffs, and the Rams are one of them. I think at this point they are at optimal dangerosity.
They rolling. They about to roll. They rolling. They going to keep this thing going.
Kyron is going to run. He's going to balance out the offense so it makes him a dual threat, and I think that's enough to overtake the Giants even on the road. So yeah. I'm gonna take the Rams even though they're going up to Jersey and playing in the cold, but it's all good though. I'm gonna take the Rams. Mm-hmm. Next game on the slate, we have a real goodie.
Yeah,
probably game of the week.
Yeah,
we have the Miami Dolphins on the road against the extremely dominant Baltimore Ravens. Mm-hmm. The Ravens are a 4-point favorite, returning home off of a huge win. I'm gonna say,
you like your little Dolphins, don't you?
I love the Dolphins. I do. I like the track team. They're fire. Mm-hmm. However, the Ravens just put a spanking on what we've been calling the most complete football team in the NFL, and they were healthy. So the only thing that did happen during the game, they started running into some late injuries, but I mean by that point they was already getting their ass beat. Trent Williams got hurt, Purdy got hurt late in the game, but by then they had already the damage was done.
Yeah, it was over.
So I saw the Ravens put together a very complete football game on both sides of the football. Lamar Jackson made phenomenal decisions. They say he can't read a defense. Well, he proved them wrong because he was reading the hell out of the defense. And for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and take the Ravens. The Dolphins are fast. They score. They create some mismatches just off of speed alone. So, you know, I think it definitely gives them a shot to cover. However, if they were able to cover against, even if they would have been the favorite, they would have covered against the 49ers. So I think the Ravens win and possibly cover, but I think the Dolphins got a shot.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Ravens get this W, man. I think they continue this role that they got going, continue that momentum off of the 49ers. They dominated the 49ers. And the 49ers, their offense, and I mean the Kyle Shanahan offense, the Mike McDaniel offense, it comes from like the same tree, man. They come off the same coaching family tree. So for the Ravens to be able to kind of bottle that up, you know, that showed me that they'll be able to handle Miami. You know what I'm saying? Even though Miami has the speed and all that, but hell, the 49ers got talent too, right? So I think the key is that defensive front coming alive for the Ravens. And then obviously, you know, the Ravens offensively, it's hard to defend Lamar Jackson, man. I don't care what team you are. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm taking the Ravens. Miami is on the road. They had an emotional win against the Dallas Cowboys, coming off of that high to travel to Baltimore to try to play the Ravens and try to beat the Ravens again. I think that's a tall task for them. And they got nicked up a little bit as well. You know, Mostert, he had a little injury. Waddle got poked in his eye, had a little injury as well. He's looking crazy.
I got you.
Yeah, somebody poked him in the eye, so he didn't even finish playing the game. But
Dirty D.
Needless to say, I think the Ravens, you know, you got speed and strength. That's cool. I think strength kind of outweighs the speed in this matchup here. You know what I'm saying? I think the Ravens get more physical and kind of take over this game, especially at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Baltimore. Let's go, Lamar. Yeah.
Still need that MVP. Boy.
Yeah, MVP just sitting there. Come on, baby.
Next game on the slate, we have the New England Patriots versus the Buffalo Bills.
Ooh. Divisional ride. Divisional game.
The Bills are a whopping 12-point favorite in this game.
I do not trust the Bills with big spreads. No more.
I don't trust the Bills with a lot. I'll say that. But with that being said, I feel like obviously we got to go with the Bills to win this game. But as you alluded to, that point spread is trash.
Especially
12?
what they showed against the Chargers.
Yeah, you just won. You escaped the Chargers.
Yeah, you slid on by.
You escaped.
On by. Yeah,
you escaped the Chargers. That was a road game. You got a home game here. So, I mean, home cooking maybe does you a little bit well. But I think that's just too many points for that defense, though. The Patriots' defense has been consistently good.
They've been pretty well. Yeah,
they've been consistently good. So I think for that reason, I don't like the points at all.
Yeah, it's an easy thing for me. I'm taking Buffalo. I think Buffalo's going to run the table, finish the season out, and win the rest of their games to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, they're going to squeak in.
Solidify that playoff spot. So it's going to be an interesting game for sure. Especially New England, they're starting to play a little bit better offense. You know, Zappy is starting to throw the ball and push the ball down the field. He's starting to connect with DeMario Douglas, and you know he's letting it rip, man. He's not making mistakes like Mac Jones was doing McEnroe. So I think it's going to be a more competitive game than what the line shows. But I think Buffalo ends up taking the W at the end of the day.
All right, I'm in agreement with you there, brother. I got you. Next game on the slate, we have the New Orleans Saints in a division game versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are a 3-point favorite at home in this game. What say you?
I mean, over the past couple of weeks, it seems like Tampa Bay is the better team for sure, right? New Orleans is coming off of a loss to the Rams in L.A., another road game for New Orleans. Seems like, New Orleans has that same kind of syndrome that the Falcons have. They don't play very well on the road. I think Tampa Bay, they play pretty good this week. I think they take that momentum
everywhere.
I think they take that momentum. It's going to be a close game like it shows, but I think Tampa gets the W here and kind of solidify that spot in the NFC South.
When it comes to equal or lesser value opponents, say it over and over and over and over again.
I'm on the Tampa juice.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers win against equal or lesser teams. Mm-hmm. And for that reason, I'm going to take the Bucs. The Bucs should win this game. It's a 3-point spread. They got a field goal. That's a decent number for them also. But, 2.5 would be even better. But I think they win. I feel pretty good about them covering too, but I think they definitely win.
The buck doesn't stop here. Let's say that.
No, it doesn't. It ain't stopping from no ain'ts. I can tell you that now.
It must win for the Saints, though. Must win.
And they not going to get it. Must win, and they not going to get it. And this is going to knock them completely out of any hopes of playoffs. That's what I'm expecting. I know you picked them to win the division. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I did.
Sorry.
But Derek Carr sucks.
All right, next game on the slate, we have the San Francisco 49ers. Mm-hmm. As a whopping 13.5-point favorite on the road against a team that you love so much, the Washington Commanders.
The fighting Washington Commanders. They put up a fight last week.
They put up a fight against the Jets. But this ain't the Jets.
Not this time around, man. I'm taking the San Francisco 49ers, bounce back off of a loss against the Ravens, even though they're flying all the way across the country to D.C. to play the Commanders, actually Maryland.
2 tutties?
2 touchdowns, man. If the 49ers going to win, they're going to win big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Against good teams, against bad teams. If they're going to win, they're going to win big. And we've seen that. That's what I've seen. So I'm taking the 49ers on a bounce back. Nothing really much to say about the Washington Commanders. I think they are going to be rebuilding, new coach and everything else. So give me the Niners.
Yeah, I definitely like the 49ers to bounce back and take the win here. It is a lot of points, but honestly, they still might cover.
Oh, yeah.
Because they got some shit to prove after losing that game.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't seem like – it seemed like Purdy just had a stinker, so I'm pretty much expecting him to play.
34-14.
Trent Williams was up walking around back and forth. It looked like he's going to be okay too, especially after a week. But with those two back in, the offense is going to be on all cylinders, and the defense is still more than enough to handle the Washington Commanders, even though they do put up points. They just don't play a good
roster to
defense,
roster, man. The 49ers is just way more talented, just a better team.
Yeah, I think this is a good game. If you got some prop bets, go ahead and take all of them. Kittle, McCaffrey,
Debo, especially.
Debo,
he bouncing back.
Debo won a better game. Anybody you want,
take receivers, because the Washington Commanders receiving defense is terrible. Pass defense is horrible. So receivers is where you want to go.
Yeah. In agreement. Next game on the slate, we have the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee versus Houston Texans. The Texans are a 3.5-point favorite at home.
These games, man, between this division just be so hard to
call. Weird. They be up and down.
I hate them because they always split. Somebody
he's
gonna win.
He's out. Yeah. This guy's here. This guy gave up. You never know.
Yeah, you just never know, man.
I hate their division.
I really do. I think I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take the Titans though. I'm gonna take the Titans on the road. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Titans on the road in a close one. You got the Houston Texans
probably gonna play though.
Possibly, but even still, I think the Titans has a pretty decent defense. It's good enough. Ever since Tank Dell left and got injured, they haven't been the same, man. They have not been the same.
But after that happened, CJ Stroud also had a concussion.
Right.
So, you getting your healthy quarterback back. They still got Nico. They still got Noah. They still got Dalton. They still got decent running backs.
I get all that. You got Derrick Henry on the other side. You know what I'm saying? I like the Titans in this spot, man. I like them on the road. I do like them to win. I think they're physical. I think Houston, they got away with the win not too long ago, right? They barely got that one. But I think the Titans, like I said, that Tank Dell injury, it really infected like CJ Stroud, man. It really did. I think that was a big impact. It did, bro, and you know it. You know it. So stop trying to do that. I'm taking the Titans, man.
I'm going to go the other direction. I'm going to take the Texans because I do think the Tank Dell injury was important. However, I do think that CJ Stroud's injury occurred around the same time. So that was one reason we never really seen him fully get into that mode. But I think he's recovered. I think he's had some time, some practice without Tank Dell. So I think that gives him enough space, room, and opportunity at a home game to come out and, give us a good performance again. And plus, the other part of that is they had so many games where Tank Dell was not the influencing guy. Like, Noah Brown had a game where he went off. Dalton Schultz had a game. Nico Collins had a game. That's been one of the things that's been difficult about betting on the Texans, especially when it comes to props, is you don't know who he gonna throw it to. And then there was a couple games where the running backs went off. So with that being said, I think the Houston Texans have enough firepower on offense, and they have a solid enough defense to be able to handle what the Tennessee Titans can do on the road. So I'm gonna take the Texans in this spot, man. I'm gonna take them to bounce back. That's just me, though.
I'm off.
Who am I?
No Tank Dell, I ain't with him.
And they on the bubble for a playoff spot. I think the Tennessee Titans are out. So
yeah, that's when you fear these type of games and these teams because they'll mess you up.
They might.
They'll mess you up.
They might.
They like, oh, we can't get in. Oh, y'all ain't getting in either. That's why I'm leaning Tennessee.
All right. Well, next game on the slate, getting into the 4:00 games. It's only a few. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road versus the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are a 3.5-point favorite at home in this game. What say you about that one?
Yeah, this is a tough one too, man. Pittsburgh, they make you feel a type of way. It's like, all right, when you want them to win, they don't. but then you ride with them like I did. Then they win, and then now they playing a better team, and you think they
You think the Seahawks better than the Steelers?
I think so. Yeah,
really?
offensively, yeah, 100%.
Oh, offense, okay.
Yeah, offensively, yeah, 100%.
But their quarterback came in, and he cooked up.
That was against the reeling Bengals.
But the Bengals ain't been playing bad, so we're not about to act like the Bengals just been out here stinking up the joint.
Jake Brown turned to a pumpkin. We all saw it on display. The Steelers defense
showed one game, bro.
That's all it took.
And he still had a receiver get 150. He was out there delivering the ball.
I'm taking Seattle at home, man. You know, coming back home off of, a couple road games here. So I'm going to take Seattle to win. They haven't been playing great football, and they know it. Kenneth Walker, running back, he's healthy now. Only problem that I have with Seattle is their quarterback, Geno Smith. That's my only issue. But offensively, they got so many different wide receivers that you can go after. Tyler Lockett, have you heard of him lately? Nope, because JSN has been one of the biggest playmakers over there, along with DK Metcalf. And then on the flip side of that, on the Steelers defense and their secondary, they're missing safeties. You know what I'm saying? Minka's out. The other starting safety is out. They had to move Patrick Peterson to safety. You know what I'm saying? They got a rookie playing in the obviously Joey Porter Jr. He's playing pretty well this season, but you matching him up against DK Metcalf, and I just like Seattle in this spot. I think Seattle it's going to be a nice game for sure, good game, but I think Seattle ends up getting a dub.
Okay. I don't know if I 100% agree. I think the Seattle Seahawks offensively are better than the Pittsburgh Steelers just because they've been up and down in terms of quarterback position. However,
Mason Rudolph got lucky on Criminal.
However, the Christmas magic for Rudolph is probably out.
Oh, yeah, it's gone.
So I'm going to go ahead and roll with the Seahawks to win this game as well. 3.5 points. It should be a pretty close game, decent. But I do think that the Seahawks win this game at home. Mm-hmm. They've been playing well, especially since they got K9 back.
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll with them. Next game on the slate, we have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs are a 7-point favorite at home. Now, the Chiefs have been playing bad.
Awful.
They're in Arrowhead, so they should win this game.
Yeah.
At home against the Bengals.
Yeah.
But the Bengals have not been playing bad on both sides of the football. They just, with the exception of Pickens picking them apart, no pun intended. Yeah. But other than that, the Bengals have been playing pretty well on both sides of the football.
They got some injuries to some D linemen, man. Hubbard and I think Hendrickson is injured as well, so that's the problem.
Yeah. I think that
affects their pass rush.
Definitely. And that's going to give Pat Mahomes probably too much time to make a play. And I think it'll be enough plays made by Patrick Mahomes for them to bounce back and win this game because the Chiefs, they've been pissed for about 2-3 weeks now.
They've been pissed a long time, all season. Really.
They've been pissed a long time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt to say that they'll win this game. Now, 7 points, I don't know about that, but.
Yeah, I mean, historically, when you look at this game, this matchup, the Bengals and the Chiefs, the Bengals typically had the upper hand, but that's with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Burrow.
So, no Joe Burrow. I don't see them having the upper hand this game, this matchup, this weekend. I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to figure it out. They're going to get the dub. They're going to bounce back off of that horrendous loss against the Raiders. Especially, like I said, what really affected them was the Raiders being very physical and aggressive and that pass rush getting to them. They couldn't stop the pass rush. Patrick Mahomes just scrambling around every play. And like I said, with Hubbard and Hendrickson probably being out, not available, that's going to impact the Bengals' ability to prevent that pass, to generate pass rush. And with that, I think that opens it up for the Kansas City Chiefs receivers to make plays, especially after seeing Pickens go off on them last week. You know what I'm saying? That secondary is a little vulnerable now. So, I think I'm taking the Chiefs to win it. I don't think they cover, though, but I'm taking the Chiefs.
Okay. I'm with you.
I agree.
I was with you. Next game on the slate, we have the Los Angeles Chargers. Feeling very revitalized going up against the division opponent, Denver Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
The Broncos are another 5.5-point favorite. They're coming off of a horrendous loss in one of the most tragic third quarters I've ever seen in my life. Terrible play calling. I hope the fans get to the stadium and boo them again. For that reason, I am going to take the Chargers to cover.
Yeah. The Chargers as an underdog is a good bet to cover. Yeah, as an underdog to cover. The Chargers as a favorite to cover, that's another story.
Winning,
I don't trust Stick, so I'm good.
Stick didn't play that bad
I'm
last
good
game.
on him. I'm good on him.
Stick didn't play bad. If they got Keenan Allen back this game, which I kind of expect him to be back,
he need to shut it down.
he probably need to shut it down. He probably do need to shut it down.
He need to shut it down. I think he had like a shoulder or something. Shoulder injury.
Shoulder injury. Yeah, he probably do need to shut it down.
He need to shut it down.
If they're gonna shut Keenan down, then I'm not picking the Broncos. I still don't want to pick the Broncos to win.
I'm taking Denver, man. I'm taking Denver at home to bounce back. The Chargers defense isn't that good from what we've been seeing all season for the past couple seasons. Even though Denver has their own issues, we understand that. I think they do enough defensively against the Stick guy to, generate those turnovers. Those turnovers that we're used to seeing from them. Denver's problem last week against the Patriots was they were on the other side of that. They were the ones getting turnovers taken away from them, right? Russell Wilson putting the ball on the ground numerous times.
It was just terrible play calls.
Fumbles, Mims, and it was just terrible on the kickoff return. So I think a lot of those mistakes can be cleaned up by Denver. I think they do clean it up. I did see some activity with McLaughlin, their running back. They was doing a lot of things out of the backfield there. And then they decided late to start pushing the ball down the field. Hopefully Cortland Sutton comes back and plays. If he does, then that
went in the concussion protocol, so I don't know.
I'm taking Denver either way, man. I think
I'm gonna take Denver to win. I'm not taking them to cover though, at all. I guess we'll have them win. I guess. Last game on the slate. Waiting all day for Sunday night. We got the Green Bay Packers versus the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are a 2-point favorite at home in this game. What say you about that one?
I'm taking the Green Bay Packers, man. Go Pack, go. Nick Mullins, I'm not a fan. You know what I'm saying? I saw Nick Mullins kind of blow up that game last week. Vikings could have won that game. Should have won that game, but they didn't. And I think it's a lack of quarterback play. I think the Vikings been going through some issues with the quarterback room. Obviously, this is their third quarterback they've been on this year. Even though Justin Jefferson's Jay Jettas is back making plays, you still can't overcome bad quarterback play in the moments that it counts.
Is Nick Mullins a gunslinger, or does he just read the defense bad?
He just throws the ball. He's a gunslinger. He just throws a rock. He gonna let it rip.
I think that's get overlooked a lot. We call some quarterbacks gunslingers, and then they call other quarterbacks bad at reading the defense.
Yeah, he just
they tend
it's
to do
both.
That a lot.
It's both because it's like you can't be a gunslinger, and if you're gonna be a gunslinger, you're gonna be bad at reading the defense because you're gonna throw some balls where you don't need to be thrown.
So why is it that they call Lamar Jackson bad at reading defense, but they call Josh Allen a gunslinger? Is it because he's black?
Possibly. Nah, I think it's just more so. When I watch Lamar Jackson, his accuracy isn't as consistent as Josh Allen. Right? Josh Allen can make all the throws down the field. We've seen him make deep throws like 60, 70-yard bombs and just throw them in the bucket, right? We don't see that much from Lamar Jackson doing that
Look
that
at
often.
his receivers, though.
You know what I'm saying? Even still, like he misses receivers too on deep balls. He overthrows them. He throws them out of bounds.
So what is Josh Allen doing when he throws an interception every game?
That's just misreading. That's what he do. He's throwing it wrong. He's throwing it wrong to the wrong person. But
okay,
either
I'm
way,
going on a tangent, but this has been on my spirit.
Yeah, either way, I'm taking the Green Bay Packers to win this game. I think offensively, this young group of guys, they've been doing very well, especially on the road. They've been playing pretty decent on the road. You know what I'm saying?
They play inspired football.
They play pretty decent on the road. They're fighting for a playoff spot too, right? They're not out of it.
The Vikings fighting for a spot.
Yeah. But I think that the style, you got Aaron Jones back, right? Aaron Jones had a really nice game. He had almost 100 yards in the first half.
But we're talking about Minnesota defense.
You know what I'm saying? That Minnesota defense leaves a lot to be desired too, right? When they dial it up, that opens it up for screens, right? Which the Packers like to run. Screens, check down to Aaron Jones. He can break. So I'm taking the Green Bay Packers, man. They're healthy. Hopefully, I don't know if Christian Watson's coming back. If he comes back, I'm even more leaning on the Green Bay Packers. So I'm taking the Green Bay Packers, man, to beat the Vikings.
Skull, give me the Vikings. Give me the Vikings in this game. Justin Jefferson is back, fully healthy. Addison has developed. We watched him grow up while Justin Jefferson was out. For these reasons, I am rocking with the Vikings. They did have a couple of injuries. We gotta make sure about Addison and Hockenson and see how they doing.
Hockenson done.
But no Hockenson, that definitely hurts the offense some. But having Justin Jefferson, and Nick Mullins, as we just talked about, he's a bad reader / gunslinger of the football, but he's gonna throw that bit. He gonna let it go. So I expect there to be an interception for the Packers, but I do expect Nick Mullins to, get the ball downfield to Justin Jefferson. I think he's gonna have a lot of yards receiving this game, and I think that makes a difference. And the defense gonna do what they do, because they've been doing it for a long time at this point. So I'm gonna take the Vikings at home in this one. I know it's a Sunday night game. They got 46.5 points. That's a lot of points. I don't know if that many points get scored with that defense. That's a lot of points.
It does. They can each put up 25. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, man, that's the games on the slate, man. So.
Yeah, I know what time it is.
You already know, man. These folks got to hear it. The best bet.
It's the best bets, man. Last week, 3-0 my best bets.
3-0.
3-0 my best bets. So if you guys been paying attention and you've been tailing them, hey, we bounced back last week. 3-0 ATS on the best bets, man. What about you?
Last week, I believe I was 1-2 because the Packers didn't cover.
Yeah, they should have. They should have.
The Packers won, but they didn't cover. So I think the point spread was 4.5. So I went 1-2. The Broncos threw the game, and the Packers didn't cover. So
tragic. Just tragic.
But
we're gonna bounce back this week, man.
It's a new week, man. So go ahead and tell the people what you got.
All right, we're gonna try to make this 2 weeks in a row. I think I got some good plays that I really like. That I'm gonna go ahead and take. My first bet of the week, best bet. I'm gonna take the San Francisco 49ers to demolish the Washington Commanders.
Okay.
What's the line? It's minus
13.5.
13.5. I'm taking them to win by 2 touchdowns.
2 tutties.
2 tutties. All right. My next best bet. I am taking the Baltimore Ravens at home to get the dub against Miami. It's minus 3.5. -4, depending on what book you at. So I'm taking the Ravens -4, -3.5 to win and cover at home. Okay, against the Miami Dolphins. And then my last play. I said I wasn't going to bet on these guys at all. But I'm taking the Carolina Panthers +7 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars haven't shown me anything in over a month.
Out of everything you said, that's actually one I like the most.
The Jacksonville Jaguars haven't showed us anything in over a month. Does that change this week? Who knows? But I do know this, that the Carolina Panthers have been not playing to quit. They have been playing every single game. Man. They've been playing in every single game. If they go down 14 points, they're not out of it. They're still going to compete. So those are my best bets for the week. The San Francisco 49ers -13.5. The Baltimore Ravens -4. And your Carolina Panthers +7. That's an ugly one. It's ugly, but I like it, and I'm rolling with it.
Okay. Not mad at it. Not mad at it, my guy.
Woo! Son.
I got a few of them for you. I got a few of my best bets here.
What you got, son?
First one, I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers -3 versus the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, equal or lesser opponents, they show their ass. And this is a division game, and they can just go ahead and get them out of their lives completely.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is a spot where they capitalize on it. I think the Bucs take care of business at home. Next one I'm going to take is ugly, but I think I got to do it. I'm going to take the New England Patriots to cover the spread of 12 against the Buffalo Bills.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think they win, but I think Bailey Zappi been putting up enough offense and moving the ball, getting enough of a connection with DeMario Douglas, a couple of those other guys out there, Parker. You know, I think he's putting together enough offense for them to hang in there, and the defense is going to continue to do what they do. I don't think James Cook finna fuck around and get 170 yards again on the ground. Not on that defense.
No.
Hell no, not even at home. So I'm gonna take the Patriots to cover the 12 points.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one I'm going to take, in terms of the point spread.
What you got, son?
I'm gonna take my Los Angeles Chargers.
Ooh, that's ugly.
To cover against the Broncos.
Not bad. It's
Because
ugly,
I think it's ugly, but it's not bad. I think the Chargers cover against the Broncos. It was one other team I was contemplating on in there, but you know, possibly them Rams against the Giants. But I'm gonna take the Chargers to cover that spread.
Okay.
Even with stick.
Well, you got the best bets, man. Let's go ahead and roll into the what? Hold on, you hear that? Did you put them up? Because mine wasn't barking last week.
I don't even own a dog. No, I'm just...
The damn Cowboys screwed me 2 weeks in a row.
I told you. I tried to tell you, man. It's time for the dog of the week.
Man, we gonna bounce back this week, man. Screw the Cowboys. We're not rolling on them no more.
We both went 0-1 on our picks. The Colts lost to the home team, so I was happy and sad at the same time. But it's time to bounce back, man. You know, I don't know what we are. I don't know what our record is in terms of bouncing back off of a dog loss.
It ain't that good.
It's probably not. But hey,
it ain't that good.
It's gonna be good this week because Stone Cold said so. So who you got? Who's your dog? Who's barking for you this week?
All right, man. Oh, this is gonna be tough.
Yeah, it is.
I thought I had one, but
he said I thought he had one.
Thought I had one.
What you mean you thought you had one,
but
bro?
It didn't go. I'm scared. I'm scared. Nah, fuck that. I'm going to stick to it. My dog of the week this week. I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers as my underdog of the week. Jordan Love, Aaron Jones back. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Reed is out. Toe injury. That's cool. Christian Watson out. But we got Romeo Doubs. I feel like the Green Bay Packers are going to do enough just to get by in a divisional game to get this dub. All you got to do is win by one. That's it. Just win by one, and my dog is going to be barking. So go, Pack, go. I'm taking the Green Bay Cheeseheads, man. Let's get it. What you got?
I hear you. That's a close game to line up. My dog this week, man, I'm gonna go to another city, you know. These guys are tough. They like to play rough. They like to play rugged. They got one of my favorite defensive players all season. I gotta go with the Raiders.
The Raiders.
I'm taking the Raiders on the road against the Colts. My dog of the week. I think Coach is putting together some masterful plans over there. I think the defense is humming. I think they get enough takeaways to make this game interesting. So I'm gonna take the Raiders.
Not a bad one.
Even though I like both teams, I'm gonna take the Raiders.
Well, you guys heard it here first. We're bouncing back this week. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you comment your plays below. We want to see your tickets. And let us know what your thoughts on our breakdown.
What's the over and under on them sending them tickets?
0.
They like
I'm taking the under.
Like 2 and
I'm taking the under on that.
I'm taking the under, man.
Nah, but we appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. We're going to wrap this thing on up. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for some more videos and more episodes of the No Hedging Podcast.
We are getting very close.
Ty the Jet. I got my guy.
Rip 16, the GOAT, man. We getting very close to them playoffs, man. Y'all stay locked in. Y'all make sure y'all are thinking about where these teams are standing, their opponents, and what they playing for. It's a few teams out of it, but it's a lot of teams still in it. So keep that in mind. And as we like to say over here, parlays, making money line plays, man.
Let's hope all our bets pay. You know what time it is, man. Till next time, peace. We out. We are out.